only here for a minute. Bet you want a girl to keep it independent, and I know you gotta like a girl that's this appealing. Get you caught up in the moment, then I'll get you.
Oh, how about this for a tough choice early on? Which direction? Excellent selection. Just what this team needs to maybe get him over the hump. Yeah, I think they got the best player there, and they got a guy that fills a big need, so that's an excellent choice. Oh, no question that this guy's going to grade out as a huge impact over what was there before. Still some big holes remaining to be filled. Here's where you may have to go after a lower-rated player just to make sure you get coverage in 3 choices here, all of them impact players. This is a pretty telling pick here. Do you go for a big bruiser up front or get yourself someone who could be a difference maker at a skill position? Washington's been represented once already in this draft. Could one of his, and there's a pick that does fill a hole, but I'm not sure that it's really going to be the one that improves the overall squad a tremendous amount. Boy, it's finger crossing time now. With the end in sight and a few more holes to fill, you've got to be hoping that there's still a gem or two that becomes available. Now it's getting to the time of the draft where you really want to get lucky and hope somebody falls into your lap. It's the age-old question on draft day. What's the bigger need, offense or defense? Where to now? Do you get yourself a big brute for the trenches or someone who can really help you out at the playmaking type spot? And now, which side of the football will they address here? Some interesting options either way. Still a few holes on this roster and not a lot of time left to do anything about it.
All right, Larry, hope everyone is settled in for a great Draft Champions contest. Here, lucky to witness it. I'm Brandon Gaudin with Charles Davis. These guys that you see on your screen, they won't be witnessing. They will be participating in what should be an excellent game. Let's get down to the field. It's time for kick. And it's the birth of a new club as we're underway in Draft Champions. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. First down, Mariota. This one complete to Devin Funchess. And a loose football. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
As you and I both know, one reason teams script plays to start a game is so they can practice them ahead of time. I will guarantee you that fumble was not in the script.
You don't think they had fumble written next to play one there?
No, that was never in the script because they want to have good memories when they go into a ball game, not something that could have gone wrong.
And he's going to go down way back at the 42-yard line. So a big roughing the passer penalty, Charles, and of course that's 15 yards.
And everyone knows how protected the quarterbacks are. You've got to make sure that when you launch at a quarterback that you're hitting him in the right spot and in the right time.
Now McNair looking for a first down throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
You know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
To throw, McNair. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude. But I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. From the gun, here's McNair. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
They go play action here on first down. This one complete to Jordan Reed. Roughing the pass here, but Charles, that's a good call. But these days, you know quarterbacks, they're very protective.
We know how protected they are, and if it's anything borderline, they're going to get the call. But as a defender, that's hard to swallow sometimes because there's so many of these bang-bang plays.
Now a play fake here on first down. And incomplete to open things up. The intended target that time, Marcus Colster. And now it's second down. On second down, Mariota again. And his throw is incomplete. Jordan Reed was the intended target. And it's third down. 10 yards to go on third. On third down, Mariota. Jordan Reed has it. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. So the offense has it first and 10. Now the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Throwing is Mariota. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target. Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, That's a big day.
And eventually brought down, but it's near the 5 at the 6. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
Takes real coordination.
And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Stephon Diggs from 6 yards away. And the Broncos have taken the early lead. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. And they were in field goal range the last time out, but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals. That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On 1st and 10, McNair. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. Michael Pruitt, the big tight end, is intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter. Defense has set themselves up nicely. 3rd and 10 now. Now McNair. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Well contained there defensively. The screen gets only a yard, and it's 4th.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
And here's a very low-line drive. Almost whiffed on it. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Mariota on 1st down. Goes underneath for Bell. Right through it.
Boom, bam, biff.
20 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be good for a Denver 1st down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 32 yards. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback and his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Marcus Colston, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos will extend their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. second down, McNair. Smith catches left side. And I think the ball's out. It's picked up by the Broncos. So the Broncos coming out now. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good. So they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Now a first down carry by Bell. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
So a pause here for us as well. Time to pay some bills. We're back to New Orleans after this. Second down, Mariota. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. And they're going to speed things up here. Charles on the slant. You always need good ball placement. They got it there.
Brandon, the quarterback, put it in the exact perfect spot, right to the upfield shoulder of the receiver, and he used his body to keep the defender away.
Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
You can feel the anguish all the way up here. It certainly looked like he had that one in the end zone, open, unable to hold on to it.
Throwing, Mariota. Left side caught by Diggs. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
That's caught at the 2. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
Quarterbacks like throwing the slant route, but they have to be careful about ball placement. They have to put it in a spot that makes sure the receiver has his body in front of the defender.
They come out here in the eye. They'll try and run it in with Bell. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Le'Veon Bell taking it in. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. And Charles, he's able to dive in there in a short yardage situation.
Just find a place to get to the end zone. Didn't matter where it was, but once he did, used his nose for the end zone and dove in.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
On first down, it's McNair. Going up top. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's second down. Second down now after the incompletion. From the gun, here's McNair. Buying time to his left. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Give him 8 on the play, and it'll be third down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once...
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Sims evades the tackler, and now some space. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down.
Here we go.
1st and 10. McNair looking deep downfield. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Tremaine Johnson. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call? Yeah. We'll find out pretty quickly here if they felt like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Julius Peppers in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it'll be 4th down. And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. First down, Mariota. Out to the left here to Reed. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And he is into the end zone for